right, I'm going to spend some time talking about network switches. Before you hang up, before you stop on the video, this is about the cloud. This is about customers taking a journey to the cloud and how they have to rethink their approach to campus network switching. I've been briefed by BigSwitch, Cumulus Networks, DellEMC Networking team, other white box switch providers, but more importantly, I've engaged in customers who have completely abandoned their data centers and they're consuming all of their services from the cloud. Office 365, AWS services for client-facing services, etc. There is no data center. So as we think through what it means not to have a data center, our on-campus networking approach changes, especially in areas where we had metro lands or we had direct connectivity into the data center. What was important in that design is no longer important. You know, as we think through the classic 3-layer networking approach where we had the access layer, the aggregation or distribution layer, and then the core, all of that pretty much collapses and it becomes pretty flat. So maybe you have a network for phones, you have a network for desktops, and you have a network for wireless, and that expands and contracts depending on the number of connections you have. As you think through this, as you think through how does your campus network looks, you have to think through how you're going to manage that. We're in the field where we're talking about software-defined networking and DevOps. As we look at infrastructure as code, how do we get out of the business of managing iOS or JuneOS or Dell networking? How do we get out of that? One method is to put Linux on top of these switches, so Dell networking does this. This is why we're talking about Dell networking. Put Dell networking on that. That can be in the form of Cumulus, BigSwitch, who's a client of the CTO Advisor. Put that on there and manage the networking the same way we manage nodes in the cloud, the same way we manage our enterprise services through scripting and policy. So don't dismiss campus networking. Dell specifically is doing some really interesting things that are allowing you to take their hardware and put Linux-like OSs on top and allow you to manage that in a DevOps type of motion. Just thought it an interesting topic. If you have questions, you can follow me on the web, thectoadvisor.com, on Twitter, @CTOadvisor, or you can shoot me an email, keith@thectoadvisor.com. Talk to you next CTO Dose.